For 35 years, the Gippsland Acoustic Music Club has been supporting the development of important musical skills for our local artists and has been providing them with concert opportunities to showcase those skills. Join us as we visit this community organisation to find out more.
The club does monthly club nights. We have entertainers from Melbourne, around the world. Other people will tell you a bit more about that. We run some uke lessons, we do an a cappella festival, we run a couple camps. We encourage a lot of local acts to come and do support acts so that they get performances under their belt before they head off to the big smoke and become famous, we hope.
Originally it was actually started by my daughter, who with her partner, and they were very keen musicians and they wanted to have a bit more interaction with the local people and have other really world-class musicians come into the area, and so they got the idea of starting the Acoustic Music Club, which was acoustic then but not so acoustic every night now.
I'm one of the many ukuleleists. I participate in the a cappella singing stuff, and I just like coming along to the club nights because there's amazing acts that come along here. I've been coming for 20 years. They were originally in this little room, but we've outgrown the room, hence we've had to go into the hall, and it's kind of a little bit bigger and a bit more amplified. But yeah, there's so much on offer, and it's a really inclusive bunch of people.
I discovered this club 8 or 9 years ago, and I know just how wonderful it's been for me personally. And it's very well researched and documented, the benefits both to physical and mental health of being involved in music. And so the people we have here are just sometimes just audience members, not just, yes, audience members, they're very important. Come to listen, sing along and be part of that environment. But then we also offer lessons, the opportunity to learn to play a musical instrument. I know I always wanted to play a musical instrument, never had the opportunity, as a lot of my era didn't, and then ukulele lessons became available. So there's just that wonderful opportunity. And then also the opportunity to perform. The 2 performers we've got out there at the moment started doing ukulele lessons, and here they are now, really competent performers. And the other very important part is I should mention our singing festival, which happens every August, where people can come, be part of a big singing workshop and then perform in a choir that night.
They shall all soon disappear in the sound of singing. This crowded age we live in gives us little time or choice. Small simple dreams are often derided.
Basically, for the first, I don't know, 10 years that the A Cappella Festival ran, there was no food, so they'd do the workshops in the afternoon, and then a lot of people would go away to get something to eat, and a lot of them just wouldn't bother coming back. So we started, my wife and I started doing the catering here, charge a minimal amount for it, and people stay, and they eat. And they eat, and it's just it just gives the A Cappella Festival a whole different light. So you know, there's the whole community around food as well as around singing, and they go really well together.
Lighthouse man, I'm all at sea. Shine a little lighthouse light on me. Lighthouse man, I'm all at sea. Shine a little lighthouse light on me. Lighthouse man can save us.
My daughter's 7, she's here tonight. Alan's 90, he's here tonight, and we've got a breadth of people in between. And I think that's because there's so much on offer. There's so many little things going on within the music club, which is just fantastic.
It has always been a very, very good committee to work with, and people are very cooperative, and it's really been very enjoyable.
Well, it's an evolving thing. It gets new people, it gets different people running it, they suggest things. Some things are kind of like permanent, but they move time frames. So the future is just more of the same. There's so much music in Gippsland that we're never going to be short of acts.
This club, I mean, I live here in Tyers. This is my hometown. It's an amazing thing to have something here. We've had some of the top names from overseas come here. My wife and I also actually, because we live just across the common, often when acts come, we feed them before the gigs, or they'll stay at our place after the gigs.
You know, people come here from all walks of life. Often, you know, you hear little stories that people say, this club is my family. They have no one at home, so they come along here on a Sunday night, or they come to a singing group, and that's very, very important to them.
So it's really a form of therapy in a way.
I think it is. I do think for some people it very much is, yes.
I'm going to tell you a little story. There was a guy called Alistair Hewlett. He was a Scotsman who basically spent 25 years living in Australia in exile because he was very left-wing in his views, and him and Margaret Thatcher didn't get on very well. He came and did a gig here, had a meal. My wife and I went to Scotland a few years later, and we looked him up and went to the gig where he was, and it was like old friends, you know, completely different country, and there was somebody who'd eaten at our place who we treated like friends, and it was amazing. Unfortunately, Alistair's no longer with us, but it was just one of those things that shows you the power of the music from this club.
It'd be fantastic if we can see people at future club nights. We're always looking for local support acts, so if we've got some budding musicians who need an encouraging audience, please come along. First Sunday night of every month.
I have known quite a few people who've come through this club, and I won't give any names, who have actually had some like real serious cases of depression, and this club has been absolutely awesome to drag people out of it. It's just a supportive community. I mean, we've, you know, over the years we've lost some members, but there's always, you know, the other people in the club, whoever's lost somebody, the other members of the club are there to pick them up and, you know, just give them somewhere to be, to hang out, to have a place to call home, and, you know, a sympathetic shoulder to cry on if they need to.